Welcome to Mastery Monday here in August 2024. I'm going to connect into the energies of the Lion's Gate as well as the topic of the message of the Lion's Gate of love and wholeness. And really look forward to share a bit about this, have a meditation, and then have some sharing at the end for all of you if you want to share your experience and or ask questions for support or guidance. Not sure about you, but definitely yesterday there was a movement, a really intense movement of energy. And through the night, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, was up for a bit, and could feel like this level of frequency that was so powerful moving through and really shifting a lot of elements of our reality. And one of the key pieces of this is how we are making our decisions, where the place that we're making our decisions from, and how we're moving with that. And one of the key pieces is what we're working with is how are we moving through our lives and our experiences through love and through that connection of wholeness. And I know there's a lot of choice points that have been happening recently for all of us. And it's how we've been meeting and greeting our experiences and our choices that is supporting what's happening on the planet right now. So we're going to go into that a little deeper uh, through this experience. So we'll open with just a very brief grounding, connecting, heart coherence meditation to open the space, and then I'll share a bit, and then we'll have our meditation and sharing at the end. So, welcome everybody. Welcome yourself to this space with your breath. Just noticing yourself, acknowledging yourself, allowing yourself to say hello to yourself, to your body, to your space, to your presence of being here in this moment. Connecting into your heart, connecting into this breath of your body, inviting your awareness, your wholeness, your soul, your energy from within you, deepening this with your inhale and your exhale. Inviting the truth of your presence in with your inhale, and on your exhale, allowing anything that you wish, any tensions in your body, your mind, your emotions, to simply flow out. Welcoming white light around our field, around our space, around all of us here to support all that is meant for us to receive, to connect into, to create here together in this space. I'm going to welcome that light to flow into the center of our circle, as well as to flow down through our bodies, down to that center channel of our body, really welcoming ourselves into the deep center of our body, of our being. So that we are connected into the center of our heart, the center of our body, while we're allowing this energy to expand around us, in front of us, behind us, above us, below us, all sides, to be encircled in a beautiful vibration of light, of your soul, of your higher energy. As we welcome that to flow from above the head, down through the body, through the face, through the neck, through the torso, through the base of the body, down, all the way down to the pure center of earth. Beautiful. It's deepening your presence, your connection to self, your breath into your body. As we breathe back up from the pure crystalline center of earth into the center of our hearts, welcoming pure love, pure connection, pure being here in this moment. And with gratitude for everyone that's here and present. And everyone that's on the replay, recognizing the strength of ourself in these gatherings and these connections. And if you have an intention for yourself here of what you'd like to receive for yourself, breathing into that. Beautiful. Taking a moment here, we're just going to welcome only our highest guidance and connection and all that's present here to support this space and all of us here in your individual spaces. And all energies that are no longer needed to shift from the space. Thank you. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcoming yourself to your own mastery, to your own connection here on in our Mastery Monday group. This is an opportunity to just be held in a space to also be reminded of wherever you're at in life, however you are, that we are always connected to the mastery of ourself on all the levels, that we're here in a body with our soul and the connection to all that we engage with. And that all that we engage with is a part of our growth and our learning and our process and our inspiration and all of that. That is our mastery of self, our mastery of being. And, I was tuning into what to share today for this experience and then receiving the intense download of energy through the night. Just recognizing and what I wrote for the invitation for today is that opportunity where we recognize love as just an energy, as a frequency of wholeness, as a frequency of connection, as a frequency of that deep knowing, that inner guidance, that connection to source, that connection to everything that is. And so I was seeing today to support the field and all of us, where we're really growing in that. We're really allowing that. We're really inviting that. And that's what's, maybe the foundation of what we're becoming and being, as well as, anywhere that we're still maybe holding on to certain conditions of what we place on love, what we place on wholeness, what we place on our journeys, any of the conditions that we have for ourselves or on others or for the world, because we're moving through, this Lion's Gate is really kind of showing us in so many ways what's really happening in the world and how so much is dismantling. And that gives us that, actually, as everything is like seemingly, chaotic in the world or maybe in our own lives, that actually gives us an edge. That gives us an edge because it's an awareness. It's an awareness to say, how am I going to greet this? From what place within me am I going to greet this? From what place within my consciousness, my awareness, my body, my emotions, am I going to greet myself? And who do I really want to be in this moment? And what reality am I really creating through that? And so this Lionsgate passage is really about streaming in this awareness of the depth of what we're choosing and how we're choosing and how we're really relating to that power of the creator that we are. And believe me, I know sometimes it's really challenging, to meet everything with love and compassion. And, it came up in a group process the other day of, the idea that when we're in a challenging experience in our lives, or we're viewing things that are happening outside of us that we don't that we have a challenge with, how it's happening or what happened in the past, or maybe it's a person or a place or an experience. And there's that guidance that we receive, oh, greet it with love, just have compassion for it. And it's like, I don't have the capacity for that yet. Maybe we don't have the capacity for that yet. And so that's that edge of awareness to where we go. But you want to know what I could have the capacity for is maybe I can't love that person yet, or forgive that person, or whatever, or that experience yet. But we do have an edge for, and that awareness though is going, but I can connect to myself. I can connect to myself with love and compassion to the best of my ability. And that all those externals, I don't have to yet. I can relieve myself of the pressure or the tension of having to hold a field of love for everything in this moment, so that we can go, wait, let's just connect to the self. And what I'm seeing in the field right now is the mother archetype is coming in strongly. The father archetype, they came in through the meditation that we did on Saturday, which was like really, really powerful. But it's really allowing us to recognize where we are, where our strengths are, that we can really bring in and welcome, so that we can support the self where we're still feeling maybe a weakness or a challenge, right? And so we're going to work with that in our meditation today, so that we can optimize, where it is that really calling that energy back to ourselves from all those externals or all the memories that are still embedded in our field. And as a collective, I mean, there's a massive collective shift last night that feels like, more timelines merged, more more of our consciousness really entered into our energetic field and into our body, for us to have the awareness and the strength and the connection to keep building upon these foundations that we're creating for ourselves. And as we're exploring ourselves and exploring our awareness and exploring who we are and how we want to move, and welcome even in that opportunity that we're going to feel differently moment to moment, and that's okay. It's totally okay. We're in a great time of oscillation, and the possibilities right now are really taking in that bond that is never not there, which is wholeness. And the love through which we even created, recognizing ourselves, our souls that agreed to this life and this body and this creation, and at the fundamental foundation of it, it was made through love. It was made through love and wholeness for the self. So we get to breathe into that today and welcome more of that into our experience, to strengthen the wholeness through which we already are. So yeah, Charmaine, key pieces, the key is peace. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It really is. And when we take that in, when we're engaging on these levels of being able to recognize the love and the wholeness in each moment, that in our creation of our realities, then wow, there's peace. There can be peace in the heart, because we're creating peace with ourselves. So it's really kind of in this moment, what I'm seeing is supporting the shifting of our reality to this new foundation of the new reality that we're creating, is that peace within. Not having to go, I need to have peace with everything. That's optimal, right? And the inner peace is where it supports us in being able to view from within that foundation of inner peace to the peace. that neutrality, that I can view the occasion of this moment from that place of peace and creative movement, creative thought, creative emotion of how we're going to move and meet with it. So just giving that as a foundation of what's moving through the Lion's Gate, and the as I'm watching what's happening. Sorry, I feel like I need to burp. My body's like, feel that energy coming up, moving. Um, uh, the Syrian energy right now is just, I'm seeing them really coming from the planet Sirius into the pyramids again in Egypt. And I'm just seeing them just like really create this bridge, this etheric. So, and as I was feeling this earlier in meditation, it was just like I could feel these worlds just coming together. And it's just like all the what we've had been in distance or quote unquote separation because of our consciousness or awareness, where we've been holding the level of frequency on the planet, it's really merging that what we might want to call higher frequencies or dimensions or consciousness, awareness, whatever it is, there was a massive merge of this energy through the field, and that's really going to support us. And it was strong, but I felt it more kind of subtle. I did wake up with a little like, ooh, my energy was like super high at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, what's happening? I was like, at first it felt like a little bit of anxiety. I was like, whoa. And then it was like, oh wait, okay, we're merging some worlds here. And that depth of the merging of the worlds is us merging our own worlds, us merging from within and from without, this depth of consciousness that's available right now for us to create with and embody. So let's go into meditation and play with love and wholeness, and creating more of that inner self love, inner self wholeness, connection, and dissolve any of those places where we're still maybe holding those conditions to welcome the merging. We're going to do some at the end, merging some of the timelines and soul fragments that are ready for us to receive. Yeah. Yeah, Charmaine, Kristen, when I connected with you on Saturday, what I saw streaming towards the earth from the sun and from Sirius was this crystalline blue light. Yeah, beautiful. I saw it pour into all the energy centers. It was profound. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, it's happening because we did a lot of that work in our meditation on Saturday. We went really deep through multiple layers and planets and centers and star families. And absolutely, we were working with that. So I appreciate you being with us and supporting that. All right. All right. So let's take this moment to really tune into, and the reason why the divine feminine and the divine masculine, this divine union energy and this merging of the wholeness is coming together. We really are working through, if you want to work through numbers, we have 8, and then we have the year 8. So we are really working with the 8 this year. It's the triple 8, which is really strong. We're working with like clearing our desires to our pure desire, to our pure knowing. So there's a lot of solar plexus stuff happening too. So we're going to work with the solar plexus. And then when you bring 888 together, you've got 24, which goes to a 6, which is divine union. So this is all about the wholeness and the love and the divine union of self. So let's work with this divine union energy. So taking a deep breath in, we're going to welcome in the power of the 8, welcoming in the power of the 6, welcoming in the power of our strength, our connection, our divine union of self. The strength for us to recognize, be present with. The wholeness of the love that we are inherently just by being. It's purely by being. We are love. We are wholeness. We are divine union. Breathing into your body, welcoming this wisdom of your soul, this wisdom of yourself, and this power and this strength from within. That every cell of your body knows this, is through the DNA inherently has this memory, this knowing, this experience. Is breathing into your body and noticing the opportunity to be held in this space, to be received from this space. To welcome the memory, the pure memory of yourself, to guide you, to hold you, to welcome you here and now. And in this moment, as you are receiving this experience, welcoming also the space of neutrality. The space of neutrality. The mind is neutral, the body is neutral, the emotions are neutral. Breathing with the heart to welcome this neutrality through pure love and to expand the heart, expand the higher heart in front of you, below you, behind you, above you, all sides of you, letting that really breathing deep into the belly and the chest and opening to this expansion of pure love, this expansion of connection. And as you do so in this neutrality of pure love, that love just is free of conditions, purely inherently whole. That all of your experiences in any time, any place, any dimension, any timeline, past, present, future, that it's all a part of who you are in its wholeness. And so just noticing through this, anywhere that you may be still placing conditions on love itself or conditions on yourself. And just noticing, welcoming them into the space of neutrality and allowing this pure love, just welcoming into that space of pure love, that you don't have to do anything with it, just inviting it, besides inviting it into the pure love. And any place where you're feeling tension or resistance, welcoming. Where is it that you would like to just soften some of those edges, soften some of those conditions, and welcome them to dissolve in pure love? Welcome them to dissolve in just purity of being. calling upon your strength, calling upon your clarity to support yourself in being free, boundless, and whole. Beautiful. And in this moment, also welcoming any place where you are placing any conditions on reality itself. Any place where you're putting conditions upon the world, how you want the world to be. That maybe aren't in alignment from the pure place of yourself. And welcoming those to dissolve and be embraced by this energy of pure love and neutrality. So that you get to be free in how you view and experience and move in reality from your inner truth. Good. Yeah, perfect. Breathing into your heart, breathing into your body, really deepening this connection of yourself. As we welcome even more deeply the power of your truth and wholeness that creates this physical structure of your body with your soul. Welcoming this divine union of heart and body, heart and soul, body and soul, body and heart, mind and soul, mind and heart, mind and body, all of this wholeness together here. Welcoming the wholeness of your energy body supporting around you through source love, through soul love, through your self love, and just noticing. We're going to go a little deeper here into self love, the love of self, the love of your body and your experience. And welcoming that neutrality again through the heart. Where is it that you would like to create some more space, create more connection, create more softness or nurturing, allowing what you know is true within you to guide your thoughts, your movements, your emotions through loving yourself. Beautiful. Just noticing where there's any of the tensions or challenges to what that perception is of self-love itself. or conditions of self-love. Just noticing any pressures to do something or to not do something, to think something, to not think something. And just breathe into them and welcome them into just that embrace of the pure love that's present in this space with us. To welcome the frequency of wholeness. Again, that is inherently a part of our structure, inherently a part of the flow of our energy. Inherently the truth of our experience here. And welcoming those openings of those freedoms and connections, and also just noticing where maybe there's still a little bit of doubt or confusion or unknown or resistance or tension around love or self-love, and allowing that, just allowing it, acknowledging it. It's okay. We're all still growing and learning and allowing. So welcoming through our wholeness that we're still learning, allowing, and growing. As we welcome the power centers of the lands that we're upon, and welcoming this exchange of energy through the Sirian energy that's supporting the original codes of our wholeness to really embody us, our planet, and all that is, once again, in our consciousness and our awareness that has always been there. We're just becoming more and more and more aware of this truth of who we are. And in this moment, we'll just also welcome in the opportunity to connect with any conditions we've placed on wholeness, that wholeness looks like this, that only wholeness is this or that we welcome that wholeness is everything, all the parts of you, all the memories, all the past, present, future. And all of it is information to support us in becoming more conscious and living in the purity of self, who we are. And in this moment, breathing into the solar plexus so that we can also engage with the solar plexus and where maybe we're holding some of these pieces through our will, through our personal will versus divine will. And welcoming this energy of pure love and wholeness to engage with the will of ourself so that we may purify the will into the divine union of self, the divine will. So just noticing where you may be holding any energy in the solar plexus. And this includes how you want things to be compared to how they are, or maybe any fears or mistrust of self or reality. Or source. and that we felt that we've had to move the energy ourself from our personal identity experience to make things happen. And so just welcoming a softness here, that we are welcoming this energy that we've been cultivating here, and the wholeness and the love and the connection. To support the dissolution and the resolution of anything that we're holding here in the solar plexus. Welcome the energy of the divine self, your divine self, to embrace and allow more trust, connection, flow, relaxation, the openness to the intuition of the self. So just taking some deep breaths into the belly, into the gut, and allowing the sacral and the solar, that whole deep torso to open. Welcoming the inherent divinity to embrace and flow with the solar plexus. Softening, opening, breathing, welcoming your divinity, your wholeness, your love, and welcoming that to expand through the whole body. And then again, allowing just any spaces where there is still holding, and that's okay. We're still learning, we're still growing, we're still allowing. Beautiful. Allowing just to be held here as we allow that breath of the solar plexus to flow up into the heart and up into the whole center channel of the body. Welcoming this wholeness that's been merging through the field, to welcome any parts of ourself that are ready to merge into this body, into this consciousness, any soul fragments from any timelines, any space-time dimension, to just merge in here. That supports us in being whole and clear. Beautiful. Just feeling the Lyrans and the Sirians coming in to support the space, and just all our friends that support us on all these levels, and all the parts of us who have been on those levels as well, in those places and times and space, and allowing past, present, future to be present in one breath here. Be present in one breath. Breathing in and out and welcoming this awareness and consciousness of self. As one. Just take a few moments here to be in stillness. Allow the integration of this full breath to the center channel of the body, allowing it to flow and receiving yourself here. and your wholeness. Welcoming yourself here to this moment, taking a deep breath into the body. With gratitude for all that you received here in this moment together. Feeling your body, welcoming your energy body to come a little closer to your physical body if you wish to allow yourself to integrate and allow this energy to flow and integrate coherently through the cells of your body, through your mind. Just welcome a flow of energy. I'm seeing a beautiful rose gold color of energy flowing around and outside our energy body to allow all of this energy and awareness to settle in as needed or to dissolve out as needed into the energy body, into the physical body. If you wish to, just bringing your attention to moving your body, maybe your hands, your feet, feeling the temperature of the air around you. Welcoming yourself to the space around you. Welcoming all that you've received and taken in to be the lens and the perspective from which you perceive and open your eyes to. So when you choose to come back to the space or come into the space around you, you choose to see your surroundings and life in your experience from this perspective. When you're ready, just coming to the space, and we'll just take a few moments to let you move around and do what you need. And we'll come into a space of sharing, allowing you to come in. Oh, just softly integrating. Welcoming yourself here. Beautiful. And yeah, it's really beautiful to witness all the energy that you allowed in and also allowed to shift as needed. So thank you for being present with that today, for all of us and for yourself and for the whole of our reality. Yeah. Ah. When I took a walk up uh, the mountain here by my home yesterday, I was just walking along and hearing the call of the eagles, and there was an older eagle and the younger eagle just circling and flying above, bald eagles and just calling. And it was just so serene to just watch them just floating together, circling and spiraling together. Like one would go one way and the other would go the other way. And it was just this beautiful symmetry of energy. And then I found a feather on the ground. I don't know what kind of feather and whose feather it was, but it was just really beautiful to receive, the gifts of our natural world and ourselves and it was just really sensing that continued growth, that continued cycle of growth, right? As we bring new life into this world, whether it's just through a new thought or a feeling, or maybe it is a child, or maybe it is just a project or something you're working with, right? That we're always supported by some level of intelligence, whether it's someone in our physical reality or whether it's someone or some being, to learn how to grow and live and do the things that we need to do in this life. And just remembering that we have so much support right now in the field for our awareness and embodiment. I know I've been receiving a lot too, just learning to love myself through different situations in life, and that allowing that expansion to see what's really there, beyond the thoughts and the feelings that we may be struggling with around experiences. And what happens when we love ourselves through it, then all that static and maybe the stories and maybe the stuff that we're engaging with just can settle and just go. So, and allow us to see things as they really are. So I'd love to hear from anybody who had an experience. You can write in chat, if you want to share anything you experienced, or if you have a question. We do have a little bit of time to, if you wish to come on. Yeah. Yeah, Claudia, I've been waking up with anxiety as well. What do you do when this happens? Because if I find it hard to breathe, mine starts racing. It can be exhausting. Yeah, absolutely. I hear you. Last night I had to get up and walk around the house a bit and just do a couple things, at that 4 o'clock time when I woke up with anxiety. And, that intense feeling of just a lot of energy moving through that, was, it came up as anxiety in the body. And A lot of times what I do when the mind starts to raise, like you said, and you're trying to, when you find it hard to breathe and really allow it to settle, is just keep saying, okay, I feel you, anxiety. I feel you, anxiety. Kind of steer the thought. Kind of steer the thought. I feel you, I hear you, and I'm sensing the tightness in my body. I'm sensing the tightness that I can't breathe. So you're really just kind of bringing yourself into the present moment, and then maybe taking a moment and going, okay, mind, if you have that much, capacity in the moment when the mind starts to want to flow with stuff, just really take it and say, okay, what is it raising about? Kind of start to welcome, or maybe if you have the awareness, put on some frequency, on YouTube or whatever that, supports the body and calming down, whether it's a healing frequency or whatever, just to kind of create the environment, light a candle, get up and move your body, stretch, kind of like just do find something that you can put your attention on. Say, I'm going to do this. And, or maybe look outside and look at the tree and say, wow, I'm feeling this anxiety. And look at that tree over there. Wow, look at the color of its bark. Look at the color of the leaves. Look at the shape and the contour of the leaves, or whatever it is. It's like allowing the mind to focus on something else, and then notice how the body can start to settle and you can start to breathe again, because you're choosing to ah put your attention on something else if it's challenging to breathe. And so maybe writing a little list too for yourself. When I am feeling anxiety, these are things I can do, right? And have it like, okay, right, I'm feeling anxiety. What are these things that I can do? And so that it's like on this list, I'm going to choose one of these things to do right now and just do it. And it can help. That can help as well. Maybe if you can, go step barefoot on the ground. I don't know where you are, what environment you're in, or if you have plants in your home, touch the plant like this. Here's some life. Here's some life, right? Here's some life force energy. So it's kind of choosing any of those things, maybe that I mentioned, if any of those are helpful, um, and bring those in as part of a practice. And like that's what I did. I was like, okay, I'm feeling anxious. What do I need to do? I need to move. And so I just kind of walked around the house. I went outside. I felt the temperature outside. It was actually much cooler than I thought it was going to be, considering we're like nearing getting into the high 90s, hundreds here right now in this part of summer where we are. So it's like, ooh, wow, this feels good. Nice cool air. It was just kind of like shifting moving the energy a bit and allowing myself just to become present with my surroundings, and drink some water, sat for a little bit, got up and moved a little bit more. And then when I felt I could, I just tuned into the field of what I was actually experiencing, what was really present there, and then got into it, and then was able to fall back asleep. So just maybe, hopefully those tools are helpful. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Claudia. Hope that helped others too. Yeah. Charmaine, as an empath, when I'm presented with extreme something, I ask the universe if this is even mine. Yep. Where is it coming from? We do not have to own it, but if we are working with some other energy, we can just allow it to flow without holding it in. But ask it if it is actually yours and where it is coming from. Yeah, thank you, Charmaine. Yeah, because that's another piece. That's what I did last night too, and realized, that it was just a lot of collective energy moving at that time, a lot of buildup of energy and a lot of movement. And that's when I was tuning into what was taking place. So that's a profound thing to do too, is like, is this mine? Where is it coming from? And even if we don't get the answers, we can still ask the question, because we're putting it into the field so that we can just recognize that we're a part of a greater field. And sometimes we do receive energy from other places, and it can, rattle our system when maybe it isn't ours, but also, that's a part of, a practice that we can do with those other practices to allow the mind to have a different focus to settle the nerve system. Yeah. And also, another thing that I found too is just tapping on the body, like, okay, I know I'm anxious and I'm okay. I know even though I'm anxious, I'm going to be okay. And then tapping on the body supports the nervous system in calibrating too, or, with the vagus nerve behind in the neck back here, where it's like branched out into every part of the body, rubbing that, okay, even though I'm anxious, I'm going to be okay. If you don't feel like you can say, I'm okay, because maybe we're anxious, we don't feel okay, say, I'm going to be okay. Even though I'm anxious, I'm going to be okay. And just really drawing down on the energy in the neck. And that just kind of softens the vagus nerve and allows everything in the gut and everything to settle too, and the mind to settle. So, I use any of those in any given time that feels like just like, oh, what can I use right now? And something will come and just do it. But I like the list because then it gives your mind something to look at. If your mind's racing, it's like, oh wait, all I have to do is look at the list, right? So yeah. Anybody else want to share anything maybe that you received through that in chat, or uh, anything that came through for you if you have a question? Yeah, you can write it in chat, or if someone wants to share with your voice, you can raise your hand next to participants or next to go into chat and participants and see your name when it says raise hand, because I can't see all of you at the screen right now. So yeah. Yeah. I think this time is the frequency of our bodies is really, shifting as this electromagnetic frequency is moving a lot and shifting and oscillating, and boom, with all the solar flares and the Schumann resonance going off. It's just like the earth, as earth consciousness is raising, it's like, that's the part of the crystalline grid of our planet, the nerve system of creation, and the nerve system of our body is like feeling it all, right? And so recognizing, wow, there's a lot of movement of energy. So the anxiousness really can sometimes also be that there's a change in our system or an energy, and going, okay, what do I need to know about this energy moving through my body? There's an energy coming in or going out or whatever it is. Ah, is this something that's supporting, my growth, my evolution, is it a download, is it an upload, whatever it is that's happening. And sometimes, when the mind starts to go, even acknowledging the mind, like, I hear you, mind, you're you're wanting to go off on these tangents right now. I hear you, and let's steer it. Yeah. Yeah. Ina, yeah, this is so calming and reassuring. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. And hi, I know Jeff, right? You're the Mac. Hi, I felt my boundaries getting stronger, pushing out energies that are not mine. Beautiful. Yeah. And, that's another piece too that sometimes we can use is that um, because sometimes during these mass movements of the collective and stuff, or anything that we're feeling from the field that could be a part of our own anxiousness or the anxiousness that's happening in the field, is saying, okay, I hear you, I'm receiving all these energies, soul or guides or whatever, and you need to slow it down. My mind, my body is having a hard time taking all this in. We're going to slow it down. And so you can direct it too, because sometimes we get caught up in it. We're like, and so that's what I did last night with the movement too. It's like, I'm just going to breathe and work with this. As I'm moving, it's moving to do what it needs to do. And we're going to slow it down so I can really take it in and tune into it and let the body and system have its space. And that's a part of what I feel, is a boundary that we can have with ourself too, you know, um, or, whatever boundaries you're working with in life itself. That, even writing those statements down sometimes, even though I'm experiencing this, I'm going to be okay in reading it. Or even though I feel like I'm not strong in my boundaries right now, I'm learning, I'm growing, or whatever it is, so that we can keep connecting into that part of ourself that is learning how to adapt and adjust to this new experience that's happening for us on this planet right now. I mean, it's massive. It's massive. There's no doubt about it. It's a lot right now. And I know everyone's taking it in and experiencing it differently. So, Manisha, thank you, Kristen, for today's meditation and for Saturday. Very powerful and profound. I'm going to keep a list ready too as a reminder. Great. We'll tap and want to do some qigong that helps me receive more energy as I'm feeling very tired. Yeah, good. Yeah. And writing down on your list the things that you know already work for you. So your mind's like, oh yeah, I know that, right? It's just poof, it's a memory, waking up the cellular memory to allow that. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Especially for those of us who are busy and have a lot to tend to in life, there's remembering through the day to take those moments of transition between one thing and the next, so that our nerve system can calm down, so we don't just go from one experience into the next experience, which is a whole nother frequency and a whole nother vibration. So our nerve system doesn't get kind of, oh, I'm going to take a few minutes here and recognize I'm shifting from this thing to this thing. I'm going to welcome my body to calm and settle, and an energy that allows me to flow into this next experience. And even seeing where in that moment of transition, where there may be something that you need to tend to, in the mind and the heart of engaging with that interaction or engaging with whatever it is, and going, I invite the clarity, I invite the calmness, I invite the relaxation and the awareness to bridge these, to bridge myself into that experience, which when we do that throughout the day, it supports our system in being able to transition, through these experiences with more strength. Yeah. Charmaine, I feel that the energies are going to keep getting intense in the next few days, but we can either be in fear over the energies or get excited about them like power surges and realize you are assisting in creating something so grand. Absolutely. Yeah, well, Charmaine, as I was tuning into this the other day, it was like, oh, we're gonna have some pretty intense energies for the next few months. It's like, yeah, the Lion's Gate is on 8/8, but it's only the beginning. We're creating a field right now that's opening up a whole nother level. Like you said, we're creating something grand. And so it's an opportunity. And the one thing that I would say is like, yeah, where's the inspiration? Like you said, excited, but where's the groundedness? Where's that space of invitation? Where's that space of, yes, I am moving, I am learning, I'm growing, I'm into something, I'm inviting something new through this. And that's what's happening. We're creating a new experience for ourselves and reality as a whole. So how am I, like I was saying earlier, is like, how am I meeting and greeting this? How am I meeting and greeting this? And even just acknowledging that. And with those conditions too, like not having to have a condition on how you meet or greet it, just being in the present moment of, how am I meeting or greeting this? Oh, maybe I'm feeling a little fear, or maybe I'm feeling a little excitement, or maybe I'm feeling a little ungrounded, or maybe I'm feeling a little this. Okay, great. With this energy, I'm still inviting that something new to come in, so I can continue to meet this from a place of presence and awareness. And it doesn't have to have a label. It doesn't have to be anything except neutral presence, so that we can see it for what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Claudia. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Kristen. Very helpful. Yeah. So, yeah. And what I also share too is that recognizing that all of us who are doing this self-work, who are taking the time out of our day to connect like this, or to really even look at what's happening in reality and our energies and all of that, and inviting our truth and our soul and everything to be a part, this bigger version or this grander version of reality right now, that remembering that there is a field in the unified field of our existence that we're all engaging with, and that frequency is a part of supporting us. So it's almost like calling upon that and saying, okay, I know there is a foundation in a field that is supporting what I'm experiencing right now on a level to help me, guide me, support me. So you can even just call into that field and say, okay, I need some nourishing, supportive energy to move through this. And realizing it's not just all on you, and that it doesn't always just happen when we're in this field together, right? That it's present. We're in it, right? Yeah, Deborah, this is so helpful, Kristen. I've been feeling these heightening energies in myself as well as in others and their attempts to try to place them back onto me. I have been focusing on self-love and so changing and more clearly seeing what is mine and what is not mine. This is so helpful. Love your intro. Welcome into more self-love. Absolutely. Thank you, Deborah. Yeah, projection is challenging. When we do it and when we're on the receiving end of it, right? And there's a lot of projection right now in the field, and there's always been a lot of projection, of how we should be moving through our, existence right now, whether it's from, the politics or the government or the commercials or whatever it is, and just saying, no, who am I? Turning that off, or is it family, or whatever, because, there's a lot of push right now through what's happening on our planet to, of course, again, create more divisiveness and separation and all that's nonsense. And it's like, oh, you just give it up already, but so it's like really taking that in and saying, wait a minute, maybe I don't need to engage with all of that. If that's how you want to engage, fine. But I want to be me. Let's just focus on being ourselves and don't have to worry, deal with all that stuff, right? Right? Let's create wholeness here. And then, man, wholeness is going to happen. That's all it's just, they're going to try their games and people are going to try their games and all that stuff. And like, what Jeff was saying, I'm feeling more stronger. I'm just going to create that space of that boundary of like, I know who I am. And I'm always growing and learning. I know who I am right now. I don't need to know who I am in the massive, bigger connection of everything and anything at this moment. But right now, I know who I am. And I know this was what's mine. And I know that this is my strength. This is my space. This is my experience. And that's that empowerment and the mastery of the self. And that's loving the self. That's profound love for the self. Yeah. Thank you. Ah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. Well, just want to again share so much gratitude for all of you. And just know I am going to close this now, but know next time, if anyone has any need for support or help or guidance, when we do these Mastery Mondays, like I say, I do them every first Monday of the month. You always can ask a question for guidance if needed. Yeah, Anita, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Anita. I appreciate you. And thank you for letting me know I was on mute earlier. I was on mute when I was bringing you out of the meditation and I didn't realize it. So, yeah. So, yeah, so much gratitude and love for all of you here. And may the rest of your week go smoothly and take this energy with you and allow it to be the wholeness and the love within you as the bridge of who you are and creating yourself in this reality. So, so much love and just feeling gratitude and just feeling gratitude in your heart for yourself and for everyone here, creating this whole field, this field of oneness and connection and allowing us to come into our own individual spaces, allowing the group field to any cords created through this field to release and come back into our own bodies. And in this moment, if you wish, just sending a golden light forward. Thank you for that. And just sending a golden light forward into your day that allows the foundation of this movement and this energy and this knowing and this embodiment that you took in to support you in your thoughts and your words and your actions and all that you are throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your month, throughout your year, and all that you are in all time, space. Thank you. So much love to you. So yes, have a wonderful rest of your day or evening or morning, and we'll be with you next time. And again, just want to remind you, for those of you who don't, that weren't on Saturday's meditation, I'm open for one-on-one sessions now, and I'm opening up my one-on-one mentorship, 6 month and year-long mentorship again for people. So I'll have links of that in the replay if you wish to connect with me on that. So I love you all. So much love to you. Enjoy, and happy Lionsgate. Be well.